5. Then number 6, wastage of money, wastage of funds. Okay, quite alright. We pay school. The school fees will still last, isn't it? But the food where they chop during the strike, be waste. For now, I'm not at home. I'm in school. You have to be eating. Exactly. They will send you money from
if you don't have parents that are understanding, they just tell you come home.
Come
home. You go home and then everything you learn, everything.
When you now want to sit down small, they will not tell you, come and do this one. Come and pick this person from school.
Do that.
Come and do this. They will not even understand you have an exam.
Did they teach us? So that kind of thing.
Today I was thinking of quadriceps. I said, what? I looked for the muscles that made up the quadriceps, and I couldn't remember.
Imagine.
So imagine let's even assume you went home.
That's for how many months now? Let's not imagine like it's not now a year.
And you went home, and then when the strike that called up, then you decided to come back.
Yeah.
Imagine by then your brain would be like, say they collect hypo and then washed all your brains, everything.
Oh, the Durama.
So the loss of funds. You're expending more than you're achieving. Being at home, being in school, obviously, seeing people around you.
Exactly, they sharpen you.
They sharpen you. You want to, to study. You want to do a lot of things. But when but staying doing that same stuff, you are burning food. You are eating. You are eating like a donkey. You are eating everything.
And even if you've noticed, it's then that you feel even more hungry.
You want to eat because you're home. It has shown that when you are home, you tend to eat more than someone who is outside. Because you are idle. Your mind is nothing. You just want to be eating everything. You get, and then so you're wasting money. Your parents are sending you money, and you're eating for nothing.
Exactly for nothing.
It's eating for nothing. So that's one of the things that ASUU strike
does.
It's not just wasting your time, your life, all the plans you've made, but it's also wasting your parents' money.
And resources.
Too.
You are wearing clothes that you're supposed to be wearing for
federal
classes.
government is also owing students. Let's put it that way, students and parents. Yes.
Honestly, there should be this form of compensation to
there should be, yes.
Honestly, because it's not easy.
Exactly.
Do you know what it's not actually all parents that find it so easy to be earning this 6-figure salary and stuff like that. There are some that are actually struggling. Some they go to farms, sell products, and then they'll put up all those money and then to just have this.
There are a lot of schools. Let me give you an example.
Yes, exactly.
It's not encouraging.
There are some countries they call the Scandinavian countries. Let me give you an example. If you are a German citizen, you do not pay school fees.
Imagine. Nigeria, where are you?
You don't pay for school fees. A lot of if you are from, let me even mention one Scandinavian countries, which is Norway. School is free. You only need to, if you are even going as a foreign student, you only need to have a certain amount of money. I think about $10,000. I can study in those regions for free.
Wow.
They've already subsidized.
They've made everything, easy for the people. But here our own is
we are in Nigeria.
the case is different.
In fact, so some of our professors are even saying I know one doctor that was saying that we in the university are paying less than her daughter in the kindergarten.
Actually, the truth is that
for Christ's sake,
the truth is that if I'm to add something, that professor is right. Education in Nigeria is cheap when compared to some around the world.
Yes,
but
the doctor is true.
The truth is that you cannot blame the cheapness of the university system
on
the
your
students.
Granddaughter.
Or you can't even use that. The reason you can't blame it on the students is because
kindergarten schools. Why can't she take her granddaughter to those cheap ones?
That is even not my problem. But what I'm saying is that what I'm even saying is that you cannot blame the cheapness of the university on the students. Imagine you want to increase the school fees from 25,000 to 300,000 on a minimum wage of 30,000 of the parents. How they won't pay?
Exactly.
So you cannot blame that on the place. So if you want a school that pays 1 million, or maybe federal school that will pay 300,000, then you have to tell the government to make the standard of living high. Make the minimum wage 500,000 so they can pay for their own child.
So they can pay for it. Exactly.
It's like having a bag of rice being sold for 35,000 on a man whose minimum wage is 30,000.
10K.
Exactly.
So how?
And that's only rice, so we've not talked about
God bless you.
In as much as school system in Nigeria
white rice.
And then in Nigeria you'll be hearing nutritionists telling them to have balanced diet.
Balance
have 5 types of fruits in a week. Even one. To even have one.
And doctors will not say have 8 hours
apple a day. Do you know how much they're selling one apple? 250.
Thank you.
200. And they should
balance
diet. So people prefer to buy a loaf of bread that they can
than
feel satisfied that one apple.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. You cannot use the standard of living outside the countries of Nigeria to compare that of Nigeria, and then they want them to pay as much. It cannot work. It will never work until the things are being put in place. It's just like a man whose minimum wage is, let's even say 30,000, which we know that a lot of states are not even paying up to it. So you're not telling him, okay, you have to be eating balanced diet. You can. It's not possible.
And you be hearing some say, she reach rice. Yes, now like you're still saying rice, you're complaining. There are some that it's 001.
You never tell God.
You're still eating 111. You're still complaining.
So someone like that, it's just the same way with education. You cannot be telling someone, he has to share. You know that in the UK, to study medicine in the UK, it's 100,000. You are not in the UK.
Let's face reality.
A lot of us here in the medical school in the University of Ibadan, the moment you increase school fees like this to 300,000, we'll just say bye, dust our book and go and start learning work.
Exactly.
Because there's no way we can pay for it.
There's no way, honestly. Thank God, sir, for the sponsor a child, something that our new provost even brought about.
I love that woman.
That woman is beautiful.
This is not a video to praise her, but I must say that what she did is lovely.
Because she actually brought out an idea, and different universities can do that. See, our provost, the first female provost of the University of Ibadan, Professor Olami Bodo, she brought out an idea that every student that is not able to pay fees and all should come and pick up a form while that person will be sponsored. So, like, it's a beautiful idea.
And some people were even paid. I think some people got around 450,000.
Yes, some people 450,000. Wow. Some people 100 and something. Some people 600 and something thousand. Some people 200, 300. What have you?
Wow,
what have you? So she gave you based on your own need. What do you need? You will tick it. Is it school fees you need? Tick it. Monthly? Is it monthly due? Tick it. Is it everything you need? Tick everything. And in her own wisdom as a mother, because she's motherly, she gave it out. So you can as well do the same thing. Yes, you can as well do the same thing.
Things like that can be adopted by a lot of people.
In all the universities in Nigeria, things will
be
fine. Yes, things will be just quite beautiful. So we can all do the same thing, please. We can all do the same thing. In different universities, let us adopt this method. It has been okay in this university, and I believe it will also be good in other universities. So I think we've talked about everything about the negative impact of.
I think I have one more thing to say.
Right,
another thing is like it actually frustrates the students that are in Nigeria to like continue potting. Just say you expect me to stay in this country. Once they see this scholarship stuff that can take them out, they just go.
And
then the government, that's the one.
And
then the government keeps like encouraging them to stay. Like, how are you going to stay in an environment that frustrates you?
That is not
like,
even comfortable.
Like, it's not comfortable. No. How do I put it now? No amenities to like encourage you, to even challenge you to like
to do better.
To even put out your best.
Let us even stay alive before the amenity.
Exactly.
In some states, like the security there is rubbish.
Yeah.
And then we want our students to function optimally.
Let me take you back. There's no light again.
Okay. So you cut that part.
For three of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
So what did you do? And then there's no light again. Start from now. And then there's no light again.
Light.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, we've got.
Yes, you shouldn't have shaken it. I've allowed that to finish. Okay.
Did you mention light?
Yeah, we're taking that, and then there's no light again. I think that just
when there's no social amenity.
Yes, and then
it actually frustrates students. Imagine a student that wants to. Okay, let's say there's no even strike. There's no light. There's nothing. Like the situation of the country is actually, I don't know, very deplorable and
honestly,
and it's not really encouraging at all.
Again, something I even forgot to add, but to add to what you just said is that it makes people to lose interest in going to school. I speak to people.
They'll say school is scam.
They'll be like, you that even went, what's the difference? You have 2 MSc stuff, you're a driver. Me that I didn't even attend any school, I'm still a driver. So what's the point?
Yahoo is the way, you know.
Or somebody will go and make one comedy and make so much money.
Make comedy.
And the person will be telling you to go to school. Like,
some of my classmates have started comedy.
People are ready to, doctors are doing comedy now. Doctors in training are doing comedy.
One of us here is guilty, but I won't mention the person.
So it makes people to think.
It frustrates them
to think that school is actually scam.
Yes.
Meanwhile, school is not scam.
It's not
The truth is, school is one of the fastest way to remove someone from the line of poverty.
Yes.
If you want to get out of poverty, it is through school.
Honestly.
If you do Yahoo, you end up in poverty. But if you want to
you might even lose your sanity,
everything.
Lose sanity,
lose your money, and
lose your life value.
Pull your family from poverty. It is through school.
Education.
Through education. Go through school. Let school go through you. Perhaps I may say, I was saying through school, but through education. Thank God she pointed it out, because some people go through school and they're still stupid. So it is through education that you can get your people. It is through education that you can get whatever it is out of the best out of it. But if you go through school, I've seen a lot of people who went through school and there are even people who are in the village are better than them. And you're wondering, but you went through school. In fact, some professors can actually concord what I'm saying, that some of their mates that are professors, they even wonder, how did you get this professorship? Because you'll be like, did you even go to school? Who even dash you professor? It's just the truth. Some people went through school, but they're called what we call educated illiterates. They're just educated, but they're illiterates.
It's like there's a coating. You know, when you coat a plate, you just carry something and coat spoon like this.
Thank you. It's like
coating
copper spoon with gold.
With
it's
gold.
Obviously going to one day wear off.
You
know people who wear necklace.
Because your original is not gold.
You know, after a while, you see the necklace begins to.
It would be nice if the copper is the real copper, not a rusted.
Yes, exactly.
Jati, different kind of things. So that's it. So that is one of the things. People, we're having the ASUU strike. People will think school is scam. They say school na scam. Ebuka, school na scam. Why they even go?
It's almost even true.
It's just
it's not really true.
Imagine having someone at home for 9 months.
Do you know that a woman will actually conceive
and give birth within that 9 months?
Like a new life is being birthed.
And if that,
yes,
and then
exactly.
so the student is actually just wasting.
And let's assume that
just
person ventures into something that gives him money. He sees 1 million. So my God, 1 million.
Do you think the person will be encouraged to go back?
You won't be encouraged to come to school now.
You'll be like, I'm going to school to actually earn money, Abi.
So
now I'm already having the money.
Let me focus.
1 million per month, and you expect me to go back again? No, now.
So that's just the thing.
Sincerely. So please, the government, we are begging you to pay up. Please listen to us. Listen to our cry for the jaga education system we have.
Wait for before you beg them to pay up. Not to think yes.
Okay. What are some?
Abby, before you now tell them the final.
Okay. So please,
you talked about the paying 200 naira and all of those.
Okay.
So you can still mention it.
Okay.
Should I start or you want to start?
You can start.
Okay. So please, we are going to be talking about the way forward. I mean, yes, this video can't be complete without having a solution. We are not here to just talk and talk and talk. If we don't provide a solution there, what we have just done would just be like an ordinary Nigerian, that will just come to the market and then speak and all. So we are going to talk about the way forward. I don't know, I saw something online where a student was suggesting that students should contribute to 200 naira so that we can settle ASUU and move on and everything. I don't know, it might be reasonable, who knows?
It actually sounds absurd, but
3 of us, 600.
600.
If we are 3,000 to 200,
like 70 million.
Exactly.
That's some money, really.
That's money. That's money, really. But what do you think?
I think it's a joke. It's a big joke from the part of the person that said it. Okay. The person is a comedian because according to the statistics I have as at 2019, there were about 1.8 million people. Of course, we know that JAM turn in around 1.8 million people every year in university. And if you really look at it, there are about 1.8 million undergraduates in the university. And I think that's the statistics in the university. So if you have to multiply 200 naira by each of those, you find out that at the end of the day, you don't even have you don't even have up to 1 billion.
Yeah.
Or even if you have, let's say 1 billion or 2 billion, that is not going anywhere. And secondly, it's not the students' responsibility.
It's not the students' responsibility.
It's not the students' responsibility.
That's why parents pay taxes.
That's why, of course, that's why parents pay taxes.
That's why parents pay taxes.
Of course,
yeah,
so you don't expect after they're paying taxes.
They collect.
And
no.
In fact, if you even take it to a reasonable precedent, he will just laugh off the case.
Exactly.
I'm like, what are these my children?
The president that's going to take in that idea actually shows it shouldn't even be in the post.
I believe the person is a joker. Bobby is even learning when it comes to comedy because that person is a serious comedian. Asking students to pay 200 naira. That's one of the ways they used to steal our money here. And they want to start. Of course, 200 naira is a chicken change for almost all students. Yes, but at the end of the day, it's not getting anywhere. And I'm very sure that those professors are like fathers to us. They are not going to agree to take time from students. Governments are already taking enough from their
What if we have something like GoFund ASUU?
GoFund ASUU. How many? I've seen a lot of GoFund ASUU.
Have you seen it before?
I've seen.
Like,
I think I've seen GoFund ASUU before.
Like, just create a platform whereby you contribute as much as you have.
I think we can actually. I think that could actually be a welcome idea. We actually have like bodies that are rich, like individual bodies now that are rich. And
just that the government is so irresponsible.
Actually, this suggestion should actually have been from the government for a country that's actually proactive and so mindful about the educational sector. I think this is actually a welcome idea. Imagine someone who actually, okay, let's take Dangote for example now. Mr. Dangote now is a guy that's a billionaire in dollars. Yes. Now, this person will not find it that, hard to drop something like maybe $1 million.
And our pastors might even
respond. All these are pastors, there are pastors around that are rich and stuff like that. They can't just hear that, okay, it's about our educational aspect. I want to do something.
Let me add this.
Okay.
The truth is, it's not just about dropping the money. Do you people know that Dangote last year or last 2 years dropped 1 billion for University of Ibadan?
Okay, I didn't know about it.
Thank you. He dropped 1 billion. 1 billion
Are you sure your facts
naira.
Are right? Your statement.
You can check it out. He dropped 1 billion. Maybe when you check it out, you can add it to this video. He dropped 1 billion. In fact, there was a picture that was shown. He dropped 1 billion naira for the former Professor Kanola. He was the professor then. That was last year. So the VC. Okay. I said he was the professor. Sorry, he was the VC then, the vice chancellor, the acting vice chancellor of the university. When he dropped 1 billion. So men like this, they try.
Yeah.
They try. He dropped it for some of these new structures you've seen. I'm very sure that's the effect of that because he dropped it for structural things too.
Yeah, I'm sure UI uses money for
obviously
what it
they
is
should.
for.
Yeah.
They should. It's expected they should.
Yeah. And another thing actually is it still boils down to the leadership, either the leadership of the country or the leadership of the ASUU body itself. Because one aspect I want to look at it is when the government actually says that there's like the educational
it's sector by someone, they will remove
they just tend to just feel like
fine,
yeah, these guys are okay. And then the leadership of ASUU too, if this person is not someone that has the how do I call it, how do I put in the word now, that has this care of the students at heart, that actually takes it to just loot most of the fund, because it will still feel more people are still dropping in, more people. So I think another crucial solution we can bring to the table is to have good leadership. Number one, to have a president that is passionate about our educational sector, that would want to go. We can't just, let's even take it to all this country abroad. We can't take US for example now. The president there would be so pained to know that some students are like the educational sector there is almost like
rubbish.
Exactly, it's almost zero. Like the presidents there will actually feel it more, but in Nigeria it actually seems as if sorry,
it's a normal
it seems as if like the educational body is just like even our Greek self seems to have more importance than the educational body. Yes, because exactly. I can't imagine a government saying everybody should go and be learning work. They'll be fine. Like you should just go and be learning work. Like this is a matter that should be taken.
This is our prime.
We should read. Do you know that as we grow older, we tend to, I don't know if it's proven by any doctor. Yes, your neurons seems to kind of deaden as you grow. Not like because if you don't sharpen it the more, by the time you have this break here, another then break there, you just feel this confusion and everything like that. So it boils down to the leadership. The leadership, that's why we are having our elections soon now. We should go out to
PVC.
Get exactly, that's even more, the major aspect. We should get leaders that are really concerned about our educational, that that let me just bring it closer now. Look at Sheyi Makinde now, the governor of Oyo State. You will know that this is a leader. This is someone that will actually go all out for his people and stuff like that. We need more of him. It can't only be the one, channeling stuff like that. Look at when we had likes of Ganifa and me back then. We knew him to be this son, like this senior advocate that was well respected and everything, but we've noticed that only one person can't do it. We need a body of people like-minded so that they can actually form a formidable team, and then the educational sector can be revamped or something like that, can be improved, and then our students won't just be looked upon. Like that's why if not the University of Ibadan now has this like glory already, like we actually don't have any like university like that stands at par with universities of the world. I'm mentioning university, Yale University, and Illinois University, and then you are looking for at least first 100, and we are still trying to look for one from Africa. Not to now talk of Nigeria. It actually doesn't speak well. We actually need leaders that will, take the educational sector paramountly. Yes. They really care for the educational system.
And then please, I think leaders should also speak up when it comes to ASUU strike. The silence gets to be too much. I mean, on social media and everything, they should be dragged, because the ASUU strike should I use the word normalized? It's almost normalized, like yes. Thing. But when we come out and actually drag it, at least let the world know how the government is taking the students. When we come out and drag it, I believe it will facilitate the action of the government. But when we just leave it, ASUU has gone on strike.
I would want to add something in the sense that I thank God I'm on Twitter. ASUU is constantly being dragged. If I check my thing now, okay, it's currently trending on Twitter. It's currently trending. You get. So the thing is that it's not just about talking.
Yes.
There's a saying that says that it is not just talk, but according to Banky Wellington, said talk and do, talk and you have to Banky Wellington and Two-Face when they sang this song said talk and do. You can be talking and talking and talking and talking. Actions speak louder than words. Voice. So you have to. It's not just talking and talking and talking. So to add my own, like she and both of you have said, talking about good leaders. I think this is the time for the youths to come together. Get their PVC. I am doing my own personal love, which she can testify.
Yes, I'm also getting my own PVC.
So
you're working on your own.
And we're helping people to get their PVC.
Exactly, please get your PVC.
This is the time for youths to come together to get, according to, I think youths make about, 50-something% of Nigerian population. Or even more 70, 70, I think I can't really remember the statistics.
Yes.
So we're very large. We're very, very large. So if
and active, with more
very active. In fact, the youth is very active. If we come together and we'll get our PVC. Personally, go to your room, study the candidates. I can't tell you the candidates to be. Yeah, so this is not the time to start talking about the candidate, but study your candidate. There are a lot of candidates from there. Study the best one. Don't go and don't remove tribalism, remove bias,
especially religion
and tribalism and all of this. Put them aside. This is not.
And study the candidate very well.
The truth is that let's take a man who is 21 years old now. If a leader, you elect someone in 2023, let's say someone is 22, 23 by then, you elect someone in 2020, the person lives for 8 years. You'll be like 31. The whole 8 years all of us here, when Oga Buhari was in power, we were very young people.
We are very young.
Maybe even secondary school, maybe SS1.
I was in secondary school, I was in SS2 or so.
I was in SS1. Okay. That was 2015. So you can imagine. So that was imagine the whole 7 years of my life has been determined by
someone by
so
rubbish.
You can think about you can look at it that way. So whatever decision you make, whatever decision you make in that coming 2023 will play
really
role on whether
it's
not
rubbish for
just
your
the generation that's been given birth to
your own children.
You
imagine you see two people, you go on Twitter and you see people arguing blindly that this person he knows politics, therefore should go. But another person has plans on how to. He's telling how we can achieve his things. But he said no. Now this one, because this one they say give me power, I will collect that from everybody. You know, and you drop your head and you don't do those kind of things. And you see people making arguments for people like that, and you tell yourself that it's like this Nigeria deserves the kind of people that they get as leaders. So this is the time for the Nigerian youths to come together.
Exactly.
Get your PVC.
Yes, sir.
Get your PVC. Come together. Vote in someone that will support education.
Orientate ourselves.
Thank you. We have to education
mobilize people.
Mobilize people. Education is the key. It is very, very. You must. Anyone who cannot make education a priority. Forget it.
Other countries bound to fail.
Forget it. Let's even take an example of countries around the world, like Japan, Singapore. You gotta be Asian tigers now.
Exactly.
What brought them here was education. Education. Imagine they gathered together their young people and they sent them all around the world to learn. When they came back, what did they do? They put them in various universities. And when they put them in various universities, they did what they call I collect my own. I collect the one I import. I mix them. It is my product. So I collect ewedu. I collect onubu. It becomes ewedu. It becomes a wenubu. So that's the way they did their things until they made the perfect thing. So you have chinko, a perfect thing that is. So you see cars like Bugatti, and it's another car, Chinese car that looks just like Bugatti.
Yeah.
But it is not Bugatti because Bugatti cannot say, hey, it looks like it, but you know the engine, and let me make the engine. So today, this world, no country is as modernized, as computerized, as technical as Japan, China.
Yes.
China.
This, in fact, if you go to Japan,
you don't even technology.
The technologies. Wow.
Check most of the products you use, from your toothbrush
Samsung,
to your wristwatch, to your phones, even to your clothes. There was this time I was even checking most of my clothes made in China. Okay, 1 out of like 10, almost like 7 was made in China. I was not like, wow. And we are actually seeing it from the aspect like it was only calculated, but they are already everywhere.
Let me be frank with you. Most of these
I'm even surprised to hear that clothes are
most of these clothes. Let me review something to you. Maybe perhaps this can be an opportunity to also advise.
Oh my God, my tripod is made in China.
Can you see?
It's even made in China. So let me reveal a secret to you guys. Do you know that most of the products they make in Nigeria, that is Nigerian made, also are called made in China? Let me start. Do you so you can cut that part I bend down? Do you know?
We patronize them more.
Do you know that most of the products they make in Nigeria, let's say Abamade, are not written Abamade? Do you know why? Nigerians will not buy it.
They will not.
So they write made in China. When you say made in China, woo, but it's a Nigerian.
And that shouldn't be.
Which is not supposed to be so.
We should actually,
it's not supposed to be so.
Yes.
But because of where we
and it starts with the government being proud of us. How will the government be proud of Nigeria? Number one, your health care should be here.
Healthcare.
Don't be running around.
Exactly.
You should be proud of what you have.
Exactly.
If truly
it's not only in the educational sector.
You lead by example. Dr. Masmoro he says something. He says that leadership is a lifestyle.
Of course it is.
You can't tell me you are my leader.
It's not to even add. One of the presidential aspirants is already running to go and treat himself in London, and some people will still go and vote that.
Oh my God!
Are you
serious?
Wow,
you will not leave here.
He's already running to treat himself. Even before the election,
it doesn't
he's running
happen
to treat
like
himself.
that.
But some youths will still dig their head.
Exactly.
And that's quite unreasonable. In fact, Dr. Masmoro gave one example. He said, if you write a book on marriage and you have marriage problem, there's nothing you will come out and say you have failed. No matter what.
Definitely.
Like, leadership is a lifestyle. You don't tell me to do what you have not done
practice,
or what you don't practice. You can't come here and tell me I will be your leader. If you are telling me you will be my leader in Nigeria, it means that you are staying in Nigeria. You are not going anywhere.
You want to be my leader, you are a divorcee. Your family, you can't even put your family
together.
You can't even
put your family
As
together.
a pastor, you can't put your congregation together.
And you want to be a leader.
Lead.
Who are you leading?
Physician, heal yourself first.
No. You can't lead. You can't just lead like that. If you can't treat yourself in Nigeria, then you should not come out to tell a doctor or anybody in the health profession that you want to be their leader.
Exactly.
Because if you say you want to be a president of Nigeria, you are saying that you want to be the leader of the professors, of the lecturers, of the students, of the parents, and everybody.
Professors are one of the best of the best.
Nigerian professors, for
Let's
Christ's
take
sake.
an example. Professor Farumbi. That's among the top 2%
of biochemistry
toxicologists in Nigeria. And you are leading someone like that. Imagine someone who does not even, I don't want to mention.
How is even Nigeria encouraging those people like that?
That's the
people
problem.
For
leadership. That's the problem.
Most people, once they have this rare opportunity or this privilege, they just move out.
These people,
just move
because
out.
of bias and because of tribalism, religious differences, even some clergymen are also encouraging it. Vote for this person, and I don't say I'm saying our God, be the truth. Then when the person is doing bad, they will run. You will see them again. So now,
that was then.
Now that was then. That must not repeat itself again. Do not let your pastor or whoever it is who tell you to vote for. Go home and vote for the person.
Honestly, even if that person was a pastor or what,
whoever the person is, do not, because the
imam.
Don't
way
say
this
because
country
you're
is
a
going
Christian
to.
and then the Christian aspirant is someone that doesn't even have any
Thank you.
vision, and then
You
because
just
of your
jump.
bias, you just want to know.
Someone
Go
is
for the
already
person that can deliver.
coming to my DM and telling me, I should vote for a certain vice president now to be the president. That he has. I told him to shut up.
Yes,
That is a pastor. I told him to shut the fuck up and don't tell me.
It's not because he's a pastor.
Exactly. Please don't.
Someone who shut up for 7 years.
Exactly.
He said because he even spoke English to me was Cesar.
So.
I said, oh wow. said it was Sasha.
Well, I am not here to
this
tell
is not
you.
the time.
Yes, this is not the time to consider. That person might be good with
It's not the
ideas,
time.
but let's see the ideas first.
Which it is that person should never be allowed to go close to any leadership position again in his life. He should go home and rest.
Actually.
He was amongst the people who I was listening to Professor Yusuf today. Before we started this program, he was talking about how two people were trying from this government were trying to dissociate themselves from the abysmal failure of this particular government. And it was like these two people are chameleon. They are like green snake in a green grass.
Yeah.
You cannot come at the dying minute and say you want to jump out of something you started.
Yes.
That you've been in and relished.
You've been enjoying it
Exactly,
like a relish
yes.
indomie, and you've been chilling and then at the dying minute,
Oh,
11th
spicy
hour,
noodles.
you want to jump out. You want to jump out and then say, it is only Buhari's fault. Nah, lie.
Exactly.
Una dey
You
together.
already
Una
in the
dey
system.
together.
Una dey, so don't put all the blame. on
If
top
you were
of
not there, you should have told us before the second.
Yes.
season.
Exactly, and come out clearly.
You be
Yeah.
pastor, abi. You
From
know
the
like what they do.
start. Exactly.
Oh yeah, now resign. That's why you have a pen.
That's why I
Yeah.
actually
So that
like
you
people
live your
abroad. You see,
dignity.
once they've done something or they see something is not working for them, they resign.
resign,
That
yeah.
actually shows
If that person had
integrity.
done that before, and he
Would have-
comes out, so
exactly.
person vote for him. It was
Exactly.
vice president. I said, this person,
Exactly.
Baba, Utwale Baba.
Actually, yes,
You want to
exactly.
after you now you.
Exactly. Now
There's
you-
no other person again. Do you get that kind of thing?
Yes.
But these cases do not happen like that.
Exactly.
He was among the people who brought the country from top to bottom. So if he was among the same people,
To abyss, self,
Then-
to abyss now, not
thank you. Not to keep
Honestly.
down. Then
Because
he should not be
you don't even
removed
know
from
where
the
the
blame.
bottom is right now. We are just going.
Don't come and play a white elephant game with us.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Come on, you
We
cannot be removed
aren't
from the blame.
kids.
You get-
Exactly.
I see them, they speak